In the moments when we came to United States, I think this was the time when I struggled the most in my life. But I think this is when I really encountered the Lord. So I grew up in a Catholic family. We were a very devout family, but somehow in my early years, I never found this close relationship with the Lord. Everything changed when we decided to come to the United States. When I went to school, I didn't really encounter a lot of friends who were from Poland. So that was a little bit challenging because you didn't have that community that can be your buffer. So I found that community in the church. In a Polish-speaking parish, I wanted to hear the Polish language. I wanted to kind of have a little bit of a break. And I think that moment was a turning point of my life because it opened me later for a deeper and a more personal encounter with the Lord in my life. Occasionally, maybe a thought about becoming a priest came to my mind, but I would always dismiss that. And then one day I had a dream. I was talking to St. John Paul II. This was shortly before his death. In this dream, he said, "Would it be so bad if you became a priest?" And then very soon after that, when John Paul II passed away, on that night, I felt that the Lord is calling me to the priesthood. I think the desire to work with young adults was born in the confessional. When I encountered many young adults and really listening to what they were saying and listening to the deeper desires and longings that they were expressing and the challenges that they were facing, the Lord gave me the desire to work with young adults, but He didn't tell me how. That's how the Lord usually works. I tried a couple things. I tried connecting with various people. I tried organizing one event, and it completely failed. And I just started talking to God, and I told Him, "Lord, you gave me these desires. You showed me the need, but I keep failing. So unless you give me, you provide me the right people for this ministry, I'm not going to do anything about it." Many months passed. I got a phone call from a young adult that I barely knew. We got together and we planned our first event. And from that moment on, we started the young adult ministry here at the shrine. And it quickly became very, very vibrant and very well attended. The young adult ministry here was always meant to be a welcoming place. Many young adults, they need that sense of community. If we can prevent that loneliness, then we can really help young adults to get closer to Christ, especially in the church.
It's wonderful having a priest in these young adult groups because not a lot of them have that. Mm-hmm. But when people who are coming back to the faith make a personal connection with a priest, it just means so much more. Father Timothy he has relationships with everyone. I don't know how he does it, but he knows everyone, and everyone loves to come and talk to him and share with him.
He just is able to relate to each person individually in the way that they need to be related to.
A lot of the first events that we did were either retreats where there was spiritual nourishment or very casual events, bonfires, hikes. It's important to do variety of events because you never know what's going to be the net that's going to catch someone into the boat of the church. Not all young adults feel like they belong in the church, and so if you only meet in the church space, then that's not going to be always successful. But I felt really my call in ministering to young adults really by accompanying them, by being present, because when you go on those long hikes and when you spend a lot of time driving somewhere, or when you are at very casual events, amazing conversations happen and relationships are being built. And it's easier to talk about really deeper things and more essential things in a lot of those circumstances.
Young adults is such a big community of people that can help and that can grow so much in all aspects of the church. So being empowered and learning that more about your faith from the one community and you have that support, then you can go out and continue to spread. So there's a lot of hope in that, of just, it can grow into so much more. And just the young adult group in terms of marriages has grown so much. There's been so many marriages from
like
that.
5 or 6 marriages so far, and it just keeps growing.
I think there's a great renewal that's happening in the church, especially with young adults. And that gives me a lot of hope, because I see how many young adults are becoming more and more radical for Christ and radical for their faith. They are becoming a real missionary disciples, something that maybe 20 years ago wasn't so common, maybe something that was a little bit watered down. Many young adults are seeking authentic faith, and they're seeking an authentic relationship with each other and with Christ.